Hi, my name is Benjamin Musser. I'm a residential realtor in Northern Virginia, and I would like to thank you for watching my vlog, Towns Apart, but Local at Heart.
Hi, my name is Carter Nevill. I am the co-owner of Carter & Spence with my wife Kathleen. I also happen to be the mayor of the town of Warrenton, and we've owned this business for, we're in our 15th year this year, celebrating in September that anniversary. And we've been part of the Main Street community since 2004. And I grew up in Warrenton. My parents owned a business on Main Street from the mid-1960s to the early 2000s. So I'm very familiar with the town of Warrenton, particularly the Main Street feel, the Main Street community. It's in my blood, and it's why I'm here running a business today. So how did Carter & Spence get started? We had been living in Charlottesville, my wife and I had been, and she managed a jewelry store in Charlottesville for well over a decade, and through her time and experience there had come for a passion for the industry and determined that she wanted to run her own business. And being the sort of ethical person that she is, she did not want to open that business in the same town where she had been working, where the owners had mentored her. So we took an opportunity. My parents had come into possession of this building. So stars sort of aligned. We're occupying a building that was previously occupied by Hearst Jewelers. This building was built in the late 1930s, early 1940s, and was a home to Hearst Jewelers since it was first built. So the opportunity to sort of rebuild, open up a new jewelry store, and continue the tradition that had been part of Main Street was something that called us. We picked up our bags, moved from Charlottesville, moved back to Warrenton, and opened up Carter & Spence and tried to update and modernize the very same type of store that Margaret and Clifton had served the community well with for the many decades they were operating Hearst Jewelers. Why retail? It's a good question, especially in a day when you can get anything delivered to your doorstep and pretty soon by drone. Retail is an opportunity to interact, to engage with your community, with your neighbors, and with visitors alike. We're living increasingly in a detached society. We live attached to our cell phones and our internet, and however we're communicating via text or via Skype. Which really, though it seems personal, it's depersonalized. So retail today, the value of having that face-to-face interaction, that communication, is something that is becoming more cherished and more valuable. So yeah, we could sit at home and try to sell all our items online, but the opportunity to actually engage, to talk, to hear your stories as a visitor, as a customer of ours, and for us to be able to share ours, it's the social aspect. So we talk about social media, but it is actually anything but social. It's impersonal. So to me, a social interaction is person to person. So that was our goal and desire, was to be able to find unique, curated items, a gift shop that spoke not just to what you might want, but also to what we feel is a good collection, what is unique, what is eclectic, what is going to make our shop different. And we hope we're able to provide that and encourage people to come and visit and return. So about our name and about our logo and our design, it's everything that we are as an individual is always a product of family. You know, you're raised, your character, who makes you first in this world, obviously your parents, but also the tradition and family that they come from. So family was something both Kathleen and I took great value in, and when she decided to open up the business, we discussed in what better way to sort of recognize how we got to where we are than by recognizing family. So we chose the name Carter & Spence. Both of us are named after our grandparents. She is Kathleen, and her grandmother was Kathleen Tally Spence. And my grandmother was Marjorie Moreland Carter. And so both of us being named after our grandmothers, we decided that we would name the business after that. And then we decided for a logo, again, digging back through family histories, and the Moreland crest had a bird on top of the crest. And so pulling from a family crest and an old drawing that we had up hanging on the wall at my father's library, we chose that bird to represent our store. So everything about this store is going back to that sense of tradition and sense of family, and we want to represent that. So our selection at Carter & Spence is a rather eclectic and interesting collection, and we always sort of, I think, catch people by surprise when they come in. We identify as a jewelry store, but we were modeled after the old traditional jewelry stores prior to the advent of the mall jewelry stores and the K jewelers that just service jewelry. Old jewelry stores were sort of full service. You could buy wedding gifts, you could buy pieces for the home. So I mean, jewelry stores were a lot more than what your contemporary thoughts of a jewelry store are. So we wanted to be a little bit different. We wanted to harken back to that traditional idea, but we wanted to bring it up to a contemporary thought process and a contemporary selection, because obviously we're not buying China patterns anymore, we're not buying silverware sets. So we took that traditional model and tried to update it, mix it around, and bring it together a contemporary version. So our jewelry selection we try to find artisanal, sort of unique, designer-driven pieces that you're not likely to find at any given jewelry store. These are pieces that are more one of a kind. They're more, as I said, eclectic and unique. And reflecting that in our gift selection is following the same. So with our home selections, yes, we have candles, we have bath selections, but then we go out and find interesting things like we carry Smathers and Branson, which are hand needlepoint gifts for people, for colleges, keychains, belts, etc. We carry men's grooming products. We carry Simon Pierce hand-blown glass. And then we try to find fun things like Sugarfino, which is a candy selection. You can find it in boutiques in New York and Los Angeles and Rodeo Drive, and we carry their candies, which are infused with spirits like Casamigos tequila. So try to look for fun and interesting and unusual things that you're not likely to find on the algorithms of Amazon popping up for you. When we first opened the business, we definitely focused heavily on the jewelry and gifts for women. We know that women have the spending power and the purchasing power and are the first consumers. As we served and tried to appeal to what we knew would be the majority of our customers and women, they kept telling us what they need more than anything is a gift to buy for men. And so throughout the years, we slowly expanded our collection of men's gifts, and now to the point where men are a significant percentage of our customers, primarily through our men's grooming accessories, and that's wet shaving, brushes, razors, and other grooming accessories. We also offer handmade knives from France. We offer the Smathers and Branson needlepoint. These are wallets. We carry tokens and icons, which recycles old sporting goods like baseball bats into bottle openers. We have a pair of cufflinks made from a puck used in the Washington Capitals Stanley Cup game number 2 last year, and when they won the Stanley Cup championship. We have one of 4 pairs of cufflinks that are available in the country. These are things that were given as gifts to the Capitals executive level. We carry bow ties for men. We carry reading glasses. We also carry fun socks. So definitely have moved away, and so our success in offering gifts for men has actually made it more appealing for men to come in. Accessorizing the home has always been key. There's 2 sides to that. One are things that you want to buy for yourself, for your own home. To that end, our lead products are certainly going to be nest fragrances, candles, home scents, things that obviously make a home, eliminate those dog odors and make the home always feel fresh and clean. So candles and room fresheners and bath and body products are definitely a core for people's own purchasing for their homes. My favorite thing about Warrenton has to be the community. This is a town that is always lives on the sense of welcome and the sense of friendship and the sense of knowing and accepting and welcoming your neighbors. This has been the truth when I was walking here as a child and being able to walk up and down the street, knowing the merchants, knowing people looking out for me. As I went to college, I'd run into people and word would get back. I mean, it's a tight-knit community and one that definitely looks out for itself. Above all, I think the one word I would use to describe Warrenton is authentic. It's genuine. It's not a pre-packaged, pre-designed. This is not by some developer's sort of construct that they've kind of made this. Warrenton is made by its residents. Warrenton is made by its community. You know, our buildings and our services that we offer are part of it, but when you define Warrenton, you look to your neighbors and you see it.